Okay, Wildcats, today we're looking at Friday, April 12th, Introduction to Regression on page 70. Now, in this video, we're only going to address page 70. On the next video, we'll address page 71, Modeling Real-World Data. Okay, so if you would, update your table of contents. All right, now your table of contents is updated. Let's take a look at the notes. Introduction to Regression on page 70. Regression inspire steps. Step 1, press the on button. Step 2, select one new document. Step 3, select no when asked, do you want to save unsaved document? Step 4, press 4, add list in spreadsheet. Step 5, complete the table. Step 6, move the blue box to C1. Step 7, menu, 4 statistics, 1 stat calculation. Step 8, choose a function, 3 linear, 6 quadratic, 8 exponential. Step 9, X list X and Y list Y. Step 10, press enter and check the R value for linear and exponential and the R squared for quadratic. Choose a function that models that is closest to 1 or negative 1. You would update your notes. Now your notes are updated. Let's take a look at the examples. All right, Introduction to Regression is on page 70. Find the function that models the data, write the function that models the data. All right, so let's look at our calculator. We're going to go to New Document, No, Add List in Spreadsheets, X, Y. Then we're going to plug in 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 0.8, 3.6, 16.2, 72.9, 328.05. Okay, now we're going to move our cursor to C1. Press Menu, Statistics, Stat Calculations, and then we're going to first pick linear, okay? And we always do the mx plus b, not the a plus bx, okay? Press enter. We're going to go to x, y, press enter. Now we're going to go to the r value, which is 0.8. To 1, let's just round to 0.82. Okay, now we're going to repeat the process for quadratic and then exponential. So what we're going to do is we're going to move our cursor to the right, go up, in this case F1, and then repeat the process. So menu, statistics, stat calculation, and now we're going to do quadratic. X and Y. Press enter. And let me adjust the lighting a little bit. Maybe there. And let me adjust the lighting on the calculator. All right, that's probably the best we're going to get right now. Let me try. Okay, so now we're going to go to the r squared value, which is 0.95. Okay. And now we're going to repeat the process for exponential. Okay, so click to the right. I'm going to go up to I1. Repeat the process. Menu, statistics, stat calculation, and we want exponential, which is option A. Click X and Y. Press enter. And we're going to go to the R value, which is 1. So since the exponential is 1, that means the regression is an exponential equation. All right, so for exponential, we know our equation is y equals a times b to the x So I'm going to come into the data here, sneeze first, then we look at our A and B. So, excuse me, I apologize for sneezing in video. And we look at the A value, let's round that to 0.009, and the B value, let's say, is 1.456. So our equation, well, actually, let's write A. A is 0.009. And since we rounded the A value to 3 decimal places, let's round B to 3 decimal places. So 1.456. So our equation is y equals 0.009 parentheses 1.456 to the x value. Okay, so now let's take a look at example 2. All right, so I'm going to go to on, new document, no, add list and spreadsheets, x, y, so 13, 19, 25, 31, 37, 43, negative 1, 17, 35, 53, 71, 89. Go to C1 and then menu, statistics, stat calculations, and we're going to do linear first. And we want to do the mx plus b, x, y, press enter, enter again. We're going to go down to the r value, which is 1. Okay, now let's repeat the process for quadratic and exponential. Okay, so I'm going to click to the right, go up to F1, and we're going to go to menu, statistics, stat calculation, and we're going to go to quadratic, x, y, press enter once, twice, go down to the r squared value, which is 1. Okay, and then we're going to click to the right, go to I1, menu, statistics, stat calculation, and then we're going to go to exponential, x, y, enter once, twice, domain error, so that means it's not going to be exponential, so it's either going to be linear quadratic, okay? So let's space. Here. Now let's start with the assumption that it's quadratic. So the quadratic equation is y equals a x squared plus bx plus c. Okay. So we're going to press OK. I guess we can move the calculator over here. Okay. Now I'm going to go over to the quadratic information. And so it says here a is 0, b is 3, and c is negative 40. Okay. So now let's plug those numbers into the equation. So that's y equals 0 x squared plus 3x minus 40. Well, you can see here 0 times x squared is 0. So it leaves a linear function y equals 3x minus 40. So your regression is linear. Okay, so go ahead and finish up example 2. All right, let's take a look at example 3. Okay. So again, we're going to go to on, new documents, no, add listed spreadsheets, X, Y, 2, 7, 12, 17, 22, negative 100, negative 55, 40, 185, 380, and go to C1, menu, statistics, stat calculation. We're going to go to linear regression first, X, Y, enter once, aha. So now we're going to go to the R value, which is, let's say, 0.97. Okay. All right. Now let's click to the right, go to F1, and then we're going to go to menu, statistics, stat calculation. We're going to go to quadratic regression, X, Y, press enter once, twice. Let's go to the R squared value, which is 1. Okay, now let's click to the right and go to menu, statistics, stat calculation, and let's go to exponential regression, X, Y, enter once, twice. We get an error. So the regression is quadratic. Okay, so since it's quadratic, okay, let's write the quadratic equation. Y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. And we're going to press OK. We're going to go back to the quadratic data. And here our a value is 1, our b value is 0, and c is negative 104. So our equation is y equals 1x squared plus 0x minus 104. Excuse me. Okay. All right, now let's take a look at example 4. Okay, so we're going to go to on, new document, no, add listed spreadsheets, X, Y, so negative 6, 1, 8, 15, 22, 15, 1, 30.12, 102.36, 217.72. Click to the right, go up to C1, menu, statistics, stat calculation, linear regression, X, Y, enter once, twice. You go down to the R value, which is 0.89. Okay. Now let's repeat that process. Click to the right, go up to F1, menu, statistics, stat calculation, and now we're going to go to quadratic regression, X, Y, enter once, twice, go down to the R squared value, which is 1. Okay, now click to the right. Going to go to menu, statistics, stat calculation, go to exponential regression, X, Y, enter once, twice, and the exponential R value is 0.7, the 8 rounds of 5 to 6, so 0.76. Okay, so the regression appears to be quadratic. Okay, so that's y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Now we need to go back to our data to find the a and b and c. So let's come over here. We want to go to the, make sure it says quadratic for a, b, and c. So a is 0. B is 0. C is 0.44. So y equals 0x squared plus 0x plus 0.44. Whoa. Just caught a mistake, and this is why you want to be careful with technology. That says actually quartic regression. Okay? And so I must have put quartic consider. So that means that this A, B, and C value are wrong. And I'm kind of glad I got lucked out that I made this mistake, because it's going to hopefully teach you that you need to be careful with technology. So let's go back here, menu, statistics, stat calculation. So what happened is I wasn't paying attention, and I just saw the Q and put quartic, but I should have picked quadratic. So we're going to do that. So X, Y, enter once, twice. Now we want to double check the R value, which we're still okay because the R squared value is 1. But the new A, B, and C are different. So A is 0.44. And actually, I guess I'll just have to erase all of this. So A is 0.44. B is 0.2. And C is 0.36. Okay, so our equation is y equals 0.44x squared plus 0.2x plus 0.36. So again, my mistake wasn't intentional, but I think it's a good opportunity to teach you that you want to double check that it says quadratic, or it says linear, or it says exponential. Because in this case, what I did was menu, statistics, stat calculations. You have to be careful when you're picking quadratic that you don't accidentally pick quartic, okay? Or you accidentally don't pick one of these, okay? So make sure that you pick the correct one, whether it be linear number 3, quadratic number 6, or exponential A. Okay, so with that mistake corrected and fixed, go ahead and finish up the examples, start working on your assignment, and have a wonderful Wildcat day.